Good morning, everybody. Name is Andrew Tibbs. Welcome to another episode of My Horror. I went ahead and ordered a movie in the mail the other day that has special significance to me. First, let's get started with the sign. You know how it goes. Got it right here. Alright. You're special. You get 3 of those today. So, the movie I went ahead and ordered in the mail is a movie that I've been wanting to see for a while. And it all dates back to, oh man, I think it's been a couple years ago. My daughter wasn't born, Hazel, and she's almost 2. So, I took my dad, who I'm not sure would ever go to anything like this, to a horror festival. I typically wouldn't go to those things either because I always assumed that they cost a lot of money. Which they do, but, I imagined that it was more than what I could handle. I went to the Fright Night Festival in Louisville, Kentucky. And when I was there, it was the coolest thing in the world. I felt like I was Charlie from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. When he opens up the doors and he sees the entire room full of edible objects. Everyone was eating up on the trees and everything like that. It was crazy. But when they opened up the doors to the Fright Night Horror Festival, which is a very small one, by the way, compared to Horror Hound and Days of the Dead, I was ecstatic. It was the greatest time of my life. I didn't know at that point, but it was going to be the greatest time of my life. I entered in and I was just seeing all these posters. There were movies being sold over here. It was awesome. It was one of my favorite experiences, one of my best memories after getting married and my kids. Got to cover that away. Cover that in my tracks, whatever. But the movie, I met a guy when I was there. It's this director. His name is Brian Dorton. I think that's what his name was. Brian Dorton. I didn't know he was a filmmaker at the time. I just saw that he was a guy who liked horror films, and I struck a conversation with him, and he told me that he is an independent filmmaker. And that he showed me a few of his different movies. One's the Horror Network, which I bought from him. It's like a horror anthology, and it's very good, by the way. And he told me he was making another movie that he was selling. He's going to sell me the poster, which I took it, and it's awesome. It's actually this one right here, if you can see my finger. He sold me that poster, and he autographed it as well. It's a movie called Crazy Fat Ethel. It's based off of a 70s horror film called Criminally Insane, which I have not seen, but now that I've seen the remake that he had just done, I plan on watching it. But when I met him and I was talking to him and I was learning about some of the films he's made, and he told me about Crazy Fat Ethel and, when it's going to be released, which I know it took a while, but, he was doing the festival circuit and everything, so, just took a bit longer. But now that it's finally come out, he's selling it online right now. It was like $20, for the Blu-ray copy, which is also signed, by the way. I'll show it to you guys. I'm pretty psyched. When I saw that this had come in the mail, I was like, finally. I've been waiting to watch this for so long. And the artwork, by the way, is super awesome for the cover. I think someone told me now, and I checked Google, and the name matches and everything. But the actor who portrayed Andy from the Child's Play movies actually did the artwork for this movie. And so I could be completely wrong about that, but if I am wrong, go ahead and let me know, but at least give me a chance to live my dreams and be happy for a while. But yeah, so this movie, I'm not sure how to really describe the plot. It's very interesting. There's this lady who, Ethel, right here, she ended up killing this gentleman at her aunt's house that she was living in. This is a big lady. She really, 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 really likes food. And when she killed this gentleman that was coming into her aunt's apartment, she was sent to a mental institution for several years. And while she was there, crazy things were done to her. She was sexually assaulted at one point. They just treated her very poorly, and when it came time for her to be released, which was more like she blackmailed the people who were running the facility into releasing her because they were terrible people. She got sent home, and when she got home, she did what we would all do. She made a breakfast meal that would feed an entire third world country. And then she just started killing random people. All the people who would show up at the house, when she realized that she didn't have enough money to buy a trainload full of food, she decides to kill the delivery lady. Then she kills her aunt. She kills basically everybody, and she does it with I guess it's a meat cleaver. I can't remember. I keep wanting to say hatchet, but I know it's not a hatchet. But like a meat cleaver, and that's her weapon of choice. And man, she's kind of freaky in this movie. So, and the actress is played by Dixie Jers. Sorry. If Dixie ever watches this, I apologize. I'm not good with names. I don't even know my own. So, but yeah, I'm not sure I understand the plot completely, but from what I hear, it's just a good 70s horror film, or, now this one's the year 2000s, right? But it's just a horror film meant to show practical effects. This lady going around chopping up people with a meat cleaver, because if she runs out of her eggs, she gets hungry when she looks at a person, so gotta kill them, right? But the movie's very interesting. I like it a lot. Definitely worth a buy. And I definitely plan on watching it in the future. And if you buy the Blu-rays now online, they're not paying me to sell this, by the way. This is just me shooting it off. But you can get autographed copies. So this is Brian Dorton's autograph, the director. And then Dixie Jers autographed it inside the case as well. So I always love collecting stuff like this. When I went to, whenever I go to horror festivals, I'm not too huge on getting the autograph scene with all the big name actors. Like Bruce Campbell came to the Horror Hound Festival just not too long ago, and I didn't plan on getting his autograph. I would love to have met the guy, but those autographs can be very expensive, and I'm one of the people that likes to go around and see all the independent filmmakers, independent horror authors, talk to them a little bit, maybe buy what they've made and then have them sign it, because I just think it's cool to collect stuff that way. And I always think, one day these people, they're gonna make it to the top. Not that they're not at the top already, right? But I just kind of like to collect everything, so when they do make it huge, if they do make it huge, right, I can say I got their stuff. And so definitely a lot of fun. Go check it out. Crazy Fat Ethel. As far as I know, I don't think it's on any streaming service, but go ahead and check it out anyways. It's pretty cheap online and it's a good deal. Have a good one, guys. Bye.